Welcome to episode 6 of Games on the Road, our endeavor to share some parks and some games and just some things that we've done. Speaking of parks, that's today's game. We're going to talk about parks. As we sit this evening at camp reflecting on our time at the Tetons, I bet you're tired of hearing of them. This is episode 6, and you've heard 4 episodes where we've been in the Tetons. So we're going to sunset on the Tetons and tomorrow morning get up and move on up to the Yellowstone. But for now, let's talk about parks. So this is parks in a nutshell. So the goal of the game is to earn victory points by visiting parks. And to visit parks, you have to have the resources listed on them, and there's the number of victory points that you get. Now you're doing this, and I'm going to lay these guys down instead of standing up. By doing this, you take your hikers and you're moving them along the trail each season to gather resources with these awesome little resource tokens. And then you also have these. It's a symbol for a bear here, but they're all different types of animals. These are the wild cards, basically, for resources. So you can use them for anything. So you're hiking along trying to get resources to visit parks. You can also get canteen cards, which allow you to fill up your canteen to get resources and do other things. The canteen cards will help you out. Each season has an effect on the game, so that one trek down the trail has some special thing going on with it. And then you've also got equipment cards that you can buy to help you along in your journey. So basically, and you can take pictures along the way. There is a camera token which you earn by taking a picture like here, and you would take the camera token, and whoever has a camera token at the end of the trail also can take a picture, and these are worth a victory point as well. And there's also these personal bonus cards which each player keeps face down, and they can get extra victory points at the end of the game if they fulfill that bonus. And this is not a tutorial for the game. This is just giving you, in a nutshell, what the game looks like and what you're doing in the game. And that is parks in a nutshell. So let's talk ratings for parks. For cargo space, I got to give it a thumbs down. It's basically your regular size board game box, maybe on the smaller size of a regular size board game. It's definitely not a large box. Like, I've got some games that have boxes this big, but this is not a travel size box. We'll just say that. Table space, I'm going to give this a wavy hand because it does take a lot of space to set it all up. But I want to pause here. I know that I've given a thumbs down and a wavy hand on this game, and I want to just call out the components for a second. All of this stuff fits in the box nicely. It has this little thing that looks like a tree to put your stuff in. And holds it all together. You don't have a lot of big bags and stuff to deal with. It's all just comes out of the box. The components are amazing. I want to say that about the game, even though I'm not reviewing it for travel. I want to tell you that the components and the way that this box is put together and everything fits in here is awesome. Now, time to learn, I also have to give it a thumbs down because you should learn how to play this before you leave. You're not going to be able to sit down with a group of people and say, hey, let's play this parks game, teach them in 5 minutes, and be off and running. It will take a good 15, 20 minutes to get everybody who wants to play understanding what they're doing as they move their hikers through the parks and doing all the stuff. So I would say watch the tutorial before you leave home. So for setup time, I'm going to give this a wavy hand. It would have been a thumbs down if it wasn't put together so well in the box, and they make it so easy to get all of these things out, shuffled, and put into all the different places that you need them to be. So for picnic table, I gave this a maybe. Because you can close up the components, they don't move around. I would say you are going to need something to place on the cards and keep those down. You can see at the beginning of the video, if you look back to when Tracy's holding up the Grand Tetons one, that we actually have a magnetic thing that we put on a picnic table, and we have a bunch of little magnets. So we were able to put those on the board and keep them down. So we were able to play it on a picnic table, um, but you would have to have something to weight these down. Replayability, 2 thumbs up. We play this a lot. We play it all the time. We hope to play it in every national park there is, because it's such a fun game. So replayability, 2 thumbs up. As a 2-player game, also giving 2 thumbs up for this one. Um, the one thing I would see as a 2-player game is there's a lot more room to move your people, because you can't move one of your people onto another hiker's spot unless you have an unflipped campfire and use your campfire token. Um, the more people on the trail, the more congested it gets, the more strategic the game is, no doubt. But also it can be a little bit more frustrating with more people, because just like hiking on a trail, the more people you come across, and it's not as serene, I guess. So if you want a light game, nice, serene, light, explore the national parks. And by the way, whenever we get a national park, whenever we visit one and get the card, our house rule is we read about it. It's got all the stats at the bottom about what, or, it tells you a little bit about the park. So every time we play it, we learn something new about our national parks. So we love that as well. So overall, as far as a game on the road, even though I have given a thumbs down and a wavy hand, and I've complained about some things as far as how big the box is, but my advice, make room for this one. Especially if you like to be out camping, this is a great game to play as you're camping. Plus, you can do like I did, and as you visit a park, snap a picture, tweet the designers, and share your experience in the park while playing parks. So overall, 2 thumbs up from Tracy and I both to make room for this game as a game on the road.